Have you ever seen a bunch of journalists get so excited by a TV show? It just doesn't happen. That's just not our method of operation. But I have to tell you, there was something that changed everyone's perception about this place. But I think this summer, when we first started talking about, and the realization dawned on everyone that, you know what? It really was 30 years ago. And this really did change the face and the look of this whole area.
Back then, I would find the usual way is to contact the talent agents. That's normally how you find people. But you don't normally find, or in that day, you didn't normally find the drug dealer looking kind of guys because they weren't actors. And the people who were actors back then did mostly commercials. They didn't normally do this sort of thing. So they were the clean cut Caucasian guys, like they looked like Ken dolls. And that's not what we looked for. So I found people in very, very interesting places. And I would just approach people wherever I was. And I thought, well, where would this type of person hang out? I went to 12-step meetings and found people there because they'd have the right look, but I knew they'd be responsible enough to show up.
After Barbara Caput, who saw the Art Deco district in her mind a decade before anyone else could figure it out, I think this most important thing that happened to the Art Deco district where we are now was Miami Vice. Miami Vice came on the television and arrested everyone. It was dramatic, it was stunning. It was nothing they had ever seen before. This is kind of what Art Deco was in the 20s. It was radically different. In fact, I think there's a great similarity. Lori was talking about on this interview, there was nothing quite like the 80s, but actually there was. It was called the Roaring 20s, and that's where Art Deco came out of, and that's when Miami Beach was first a famous tourist place.
It was very much a boy show to start off with. I mean, I can't remember any women in it at all. But,
Right.
I believe the clothes were done by Versace, who had just opened a shop in the Mayfair in Coconut Grove. And I mean, pale pink jackets for men was sort of unheard of, and pale blue, using the two colors together. And it's the way they wore them, is the sort of scrunched up sleeves and no socks and open down to the waist. And the hair got longer and longer in the shows and more blowy in the winds.